Peace, family. My name is TJ Sykes, and I'm here at the neighborhood plant dealer with a good friend of mine. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Dori. And yeah, we're a neighborhood plant dealer. This is our plant studio community space.
Facts. So I thought it was dope to be able to interview you because I didn't see anybody else interview you. I'm like, people should know who Dory is. I would like for people to know who Dory is. This plant space is very dope to me, and I really like coming whenever I'm in Vallejo, especially when I lived in Vallejo. I would make it a thing to come here every weekend, as you know. So yeah, I just had a few questions that I wanted to ask you, so other people can get to know you a little bit better. And I don't know the answer to all of these questions myself.
I appreciate you. Thank you for wanting to talk to me and giving me space to yap.
Yes. So the first question I have is, tell me about your upbringing. Did you live in a two-parent household, and how many siblings did you
TJ, this is loaded. I feel like you start and you're like, let me skip the small talk.
have?
Get
Oh,
down to the meat and potatoes.
yes.
Um, I like it. This is how I approach dating.
Okay.
I feel like I so my story. I grew up in a one parent household until I was like maybe 12. And then my mom married my stepdad. And, um, and yeah, the family is a really interesting dynamic because even though um, my mom didn't find him until later in our lives, and then also they kind of separated at the end of high school. He's always been around even to this day. Like he helped come here and build this space out a lot. He's like who we spend our holidays with, and uh, it's given me a really special perspective on family because of that. And I am the oldest of four.
Okay. That's what's up. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for listening. That's a
Yeah.
vulnerable question, and I'm like, how much do I dump right
Mm-hmm.
now?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, thank you for asking.
Yeah, no problem. So where did you grow up?
I grew up all over. I was born in LA, and then when I was maybe three, we moved up. 3 or 4, we moved up to Idaho. My mom's dad lived there and he had like a farm and stuff. So we moved there and lived there for a couple of years. And then we moved to Oregon and then we moved to Washington State. And then we moved back here when I was like 11. Or we moved to the Bay. I moved in with my grandmother in Oakland, and then the rest of my family came, and then we moved to Richmond, and that's where I went to some of my elementary school and middle school. And then right before high school, my mom bought a house in Pittsburgh because she didn't want me going to high school in Richmond. And so I went to high school in Richmond or in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. I don't think we ever talked about you living in Richmond before.
I don't think we did.
That's interesting. What part of Richmond?
Uh, San Pablo,
Okay,
actually.
okay,
So
for
not
sure.
even Richmond.
No,
Let me
we
stop
kind of
claiming.
consider it all. It's all Richmond
So,
for sure.
yeah, I went to Helms and then just J.O. Ford. And so I feel like Richmond has adopted me.
Yeah, you go to Helms, you from Richmond. For sure. What were some challenges that you faced growing up, and how did you overcome them?
Ah, that's a difficult. My mom, mental health is such like a big thing right now, and it's
Yeah,
a big topic.
yeah.
And so I think I'd want to share about my mom, and she was not. she she had like some mental health stuff going on, bipolar, schizophrenic, and being the oldest, it was really um, my duty to help out with my younger siblings and to be there for them, especially when my mom wasn't the most healthy.
Yeah.
And I, um, I feel like I learned how to show up um, a lot more with a lot more maturity at a young age because of some of that. And I feel like that has created a lot of grit inside of me and allowed me to overcome a lot. I didn't have, like, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't like the worst.
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah.
like movie bad
Yeah.
either. Like, so I feel really lucky and blessed, and I love my mom, and she's taught me how to love, and I I feel like regardless of seeing her and witnessing her go through some mental instability, it didn't affect the love in our family. It was a something to have to overcome, but it's definitely helped grow make me into the person that I am today, for sure. In a way that I feel like is positive.
Yeah. From what you said, it sounded like you're saying that it built a stronger bond with you and your mom.
I think with my whole family,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. Like everybody from my grandmother who felt like a second parent to to my youngest sibling, like it kind of had a trickle down effect.
Thank you for sharing that. I didn't know that neither, but also I can relate. I'm not the oldest, but I am the primary sibling that take care of my father.
Mm.
And he been through some things, strokes. He had 2 strokes and stuff
Oh,
like that. So
sheesh, I'm sorry.
it impacted his mind, his memory, and things like that. And so
Yeah.
I can relate to what you're saying. Yeah, and it's a challenge. And for a long time, I felt like it was a burden. But then as I got older, I learned that it was a blessing to be able to be that person for your parent who took care of you. So yeah, you're a
Yeah.
blessing.
Appreciate it. We try.
Yes. So what's a question you wish more people would ask you?
Can I give you some money?
Absolutely. No, for real. Facts. Facts. What are some goals you have for yourself in the near future?
Uh, the plant shop is in a space of a pivot. I can feel a need to pivot soon, and I don't exactly know what that looks like. So I'm excited to get to the other side of that pivot and figure it out. And some things that we've been working on lately are like like the markets that we've been doing. I've been hosting more workshops and building that out. So it's I feel like just continuing to grow and elevate the services that we're offering. I've spent the past few years building the foundation and learning about who it is that we are, what is it that we do, and I'd like to really elevate the entire experience. So that is a big goal that we're working on.
Yeah, that sounds dope. Cause I seen I believe I've been coming here since you
Since
opened.
we opened, you were here from the beginning. We had a party and we got the keys and they told me that the space was going to be ready, move-in ready, and it was dusty and dirty, and It was a hot mess, but we still had that party. I couldn't call it off because I had already invited so many people, and I was just like, we're just gonna be here in the dust. And you came to that party. We didn't have anything painted.
I think some stuff is going on with the roof.
There
all
was a
kind of
leak
stuff.
in the ceiling. Yes, it was nuts. And I probably should have called off the party, but that is a testimony to how I roll. We just keep rolling with the punches.
Yeah, but it's also a testimony of who you are, and like, you know, when you hold space, people gonna show up. Because I've always felt like this has been a safe space for me. Like, even when I just come in here and just be lingering, you be like, "You gonna buy something?" Nah, just but when I'm in Vallejo, I'm like, "Oh, let me go to the plant shop." You know, if I'm coming to the market, I just stop by and say, "What's up?" Even if you're not here, I came maybe 2 weeks ago. You wasn't
Bree
here.
was here.
Yeah, when I met Bree, and yeah, it's just dope to come into this space.
Oh, Bree's special. Thank you. That is my favorite part about this space, is that it is a few folks safe space, and everybody from littles to grannies who have found us feel really good in here. That was a compliment that we received at our official grand opening. Somebody came in and he was just like, I feel so welcome here. And it was a really special thing, because I feel like even with him, that particular person isn't somebody I feel like I'd talk to. Like, I wouldn't engage with them necessarily other than to just say hello on the street. I don't think that we would be friends. But the fact that he came in and felt so welcomed was really special. And my absolute favorite thing is all of the kids who come in and they feel safe. And we've had kids who have found us on their own, neighborhood kids, and then they've brought their adults in, and that's my favorite thing.
I always looked at certain stuff like, if you can get the attention of the youth, and you're gonna get the attention of the adults. For real. Especially like when I was vending with my walnuts and stuff, I'm like, well, let me get the kids, because they gonna go get their parents.
And you've got the good flavors for kids too. They love the sweet ones, so I know you knew which ones to give them.
Absolutely. And then I had my 2 little cousins one day. I had them with me, so they was going to get people and bringing them back.
Yeah.
It was dope.
That's
and I was
perfect.
paying them.
Yeah.
Like, we need $2 each.
Give them a little job.
Yes, some responsibilities early in the game. For sure. If your life had a theme song, what would it be?
Just Keep Swimming. Just keep.
Okay.
A mix between that and Kanye's Spaceships. Because I feel like I'm always working.
Yeah. I think mine would be, have you ever heard this Chance the Rapper? It's called The Negro Problem.
No. Not that I can think of.
It's a new album.
It's on his new album?
Yeah.
Then I've heard it. I just don't know which one it is. Okay. If you sang it for me.
He was just saying, like, he was naming different things that relate to Black people, like how women go to the hospital and they downplay the pain that they have to endure with different stuff. And he's like, yep, that's the Negro problem.
Oh yeah, I heard that one.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, damn, that's how I be. But like, it's all of these challenges that we face, but then at the end of the day, we always have like creativity, resilience, joy, happiness. So yeah, that's what I like to lean on.
Yeah, each other.
Yeah, and our creativity. That's one thing that brought me to like interviewing people too, is just like, when you have an idea, just move with it. Yep.
Yeah, I like it. I heard that ideas are the flow. Yeah. So if you don't put it out there, then it might flow to somebody else.
So many of my like jokes, I like to write jokes down, but so many that I have not wrote. Bye.
So you're a silent comedian out here?
Yeah, I am. Now, I've actually done stand-up a few times.
Shut up.
Yeah. Like recently, I did one this year at Langston had an open mic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I went.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah,
You liked it? How was
I
that?
love it. I love it. I just gotta get more into it. That's my I think that's one of my talents that I have not cultivated in the way I feel like comfortable with just keep going, keep going, keep going.
Mm.
Like poetry I go anywhere and do poetry. But comedy is like because it's very like I feel like more people are open to hearing poetry than comedy because it's like he don't know what he gonna say and who he gonna say it about and so yeah.
There's also an immediate response to comedy. Poetry, it oftentimes leaves breath
Yeah.
to
Process.
process.
Mm-hmm.
And with comedy, it's just like if you laughed or not, it's going to tell you immediately.
Like, okay, next joke.
Next one.
For sure. So, what's a typical day in the shop look like for you?
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. So
Mm,
tomorrow's the farmers market day. I'll be here. I'll kind of get everything organized for the farmers market and our crowd. And at the farmers market, there are these. The farmers market days are my favorite because my favorite folks come in.
yeah.
It's like we have our regulars who just come in to say hello, like you,
Yeah.
and then we have like there's a microgreen stand outside.
Yeah.
There are these parents who run that stand, and they have three gorgeous and brilliant little girls, and they have found our space. The youngest one was the one who was first in,
Mm,
and she is maybe two, maybe three now. And she found us very early,
yeah.
and she has slowly been bringing her people in and making them come in with her. And now they just come in on Saturdays and hang out and kick it with me. So they'll be here. Hopefully, I get to see them.
Mm,
And we'll have, I'll try to work on the plants while I'm here, kind of check in on them, see what needs to be watered, see what needs to be clipped away,
yeah.
repot, and then after the farmers market, I get to photograph a local jewelry artist. And her name is Lisa, and she goes by OG Goddess online.
Yeah.
And she is a really special talent. She's Filipina. She practices this traditional healing similar to Reiki. It's called
Mm,
alot, and she infuses that practice into her jewelry making.
mm,
And she's working on some photographs for a winter launch, and so I get to help with that tomorrow. Um, so it's a pretty full day.
mm. Sound like yeah. That's what I was, it sound like it's gonna be busy tomorrow.
Yeah.
What does it look like when they have the Friday? What is it, second Friday?
Yeah, the art walk.
That and then you have to go into the Saturday.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
my body is exhausted
Okay.
sometimes. So like
Yeah.
last night I did that event at Cal Academy,
Yeah.
and I didn't get home until midnight. And
Plant life.
yeah, and then I had to be here, and I had a bunch of deadlines and
Yeah.
everything that are due today. So trying to get that done, correspond with the folks who invited us over to the event, and then on the art walk, it's really special because we do our own. Kind of like mixer in here. We call it Monstera
Yeah.
Mixer. You've been to them. We like to highlight different artists and invite folks in for wine and to hang out. We have DJs sometimes, and that can go not till midnight, thankfully, but it can go till pretty late.
Yeah.
And then getting home after that and coming back in the morning for the farmers market, it can be a little draining, but thankfully it's generally recharging, which I really appreciate about it.
Absolutely. So how has things been since you have an assistant now?
It's nice sometimes.
Uh,
It's nice all the time that I have Bree.
yeah,
She is a blessing. It's teaching me how to delegate and trust
yeah,
folks to help, and that's really necessary.
yeah,
I I've got to make more money so I can pay Bree more money too,
yeah.
because I'd love to have her more than we have her.
Mm,
If we could have more team members to contribute, it would just grow this thing
absolutely.
out exponentially.
Yeah,
And so we need to sell a lot more plants.
absolutely. Because more team members mean that you expand your services. Because I seen
Yeah.
you do a lot in here, have like yoga and Reiki and meditations. And so yeah, I can only imagine like you expanding that with somebody being able to be here and you could be out vending or whatever it is,
Yeah,
or going to get new
exactly.
plants. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
taking a trip. So
Yeah, and then if there were specialists too,
yeah,
there's this off topic, but there's this like wine bar in San Francisco. They were
mm,
slotted to open right, like I think like as the pandemic shutdown was going on.
mm,
So there were only a specific number of businesses that could operate during that time. So they hired somebody to come in and help with one thing, and she completely flipped their business model and helped them survive through that time. And she was just like, okay, well, since we're technically not going to be able to operate, we're switching this and we're going to be a nursery now, because they were
yeah,
already going to incorporate a lot of plants into
mm,
it. And nurseries were one of those essential spaces that could
yeah,
stay open.
mm,
So they flipped the wine bar to a nursery
mm,
and were able to live through those
mm,
times of having the shutdown.
yeah,
And slowly after we came out of that, they started implementing some of their original ideas of being the wine bar.
mm,
And since then, she has been a force in building out their event space. And it
mm,
makes me think about, okay, this is really special in the ways that I've built it out with the limited knowledge that I have and
yeah,
with my limited capacity. If we had team members that specialized in certain things,
mm,
how big could it get,
yeah,
and how special could it be, and what influence could it have?
yeah. That's important. I was thinking about when you said that. I was thinking about releasing control. That's what I was thinking about because a lot of times when you have a organization, a business, and you have a person who started it and they're like, "This is my vision." I don't. But it's like sometimes you get a fresh pair of eyes and ears and energy. They have ideas that can take your business to another level, and it's up to you if you want it to go to another level or not.
Yeah, and people are smarter than you,
Yeah,
and they can fulfill those
yeah,
things. So I would like to have the funds to pay somebody what
mm,
it's worth to have them to join the team in that way.
all right, for sure. So y'all heard that we manifesting some money and some help for Dori around here. All right, for sure. Give us a fun fact about yourself that most people might not know.
I don't know.
Any hobbies that you don't show like that?
Ah, I'm working on not not turning my hobbies into businesses.
Ooh.
So I'm still obsessed with dolphins, probably even more
Uh-huh.
so now than I was when I was a kid. I've been watching a lot of YouTube
Yeah.
videos on dolphins
Mm.
and sea animals and how some folks think that they're alien and extraterrestrial.
Mm.
So that's a fun fact.
Okay. For sure. Thank you for sharing that. Dolphins, huh?
Yeah, and also what I'm really obsessed with is, excuse me, hearing folks' stories who have been pregnant in the water, and then dolphins, for whatever reason, they can sense that and they come. And then there's
Mm.
been this interesting connection to that dolphin encounter, and the baby then having like being smarter or having
Wow.
better cognitive abilities.
Interesting.
So, you know,
Interesting.
just a little obsession.
Have you ever seen dolphins in real life?
Unfortunately, only at Marine World.
Okay.
I've actually, no, that's a lie. I've seen them in the ocean. I have seen them, not up close though, not up close. Just sometimes you can see them in San Francisco and Half Moon Bay and stuff. You can see them swimming. So I have seen them. They've just been very far away.
Okay, for sure. Who has had the most profound impact on your life?
My mommy and my grandma and my sister. All the women in my life, my niece.
Shout out to the women and girls in your life. For sure.
Yeah.
How do we meet and how do you feel about our friendship?
We met at a Gold Beams event, and what I really appreciate about you is that you've always been warm and welcoming and willing to, what I feel like, is do something that might feel uncomfortable to kind of help somebody out. Like, it sticks out to me, like you helped me to my car one time after a Gold Beams event, and that really sticks out to me. And that's just like, and you didn't have to. I was like lugging stuff, and I feel like you might have been vending too, so you had already had to lug your own stuff. And you've always shown up for me and shown up for my goals and my endeavors with a lot of good energy, and in ways like, how can I help? Do you need anything? And I really appreciate that.
For sure. Thank you. What inspired you to get into photography?
A scarcity of having photos around. I feel like that's why as adults we do almost anything. And I didn't have any baby pictures that told my story. I don't have any photos, like family photos really like that. And when my sister got pregnant with my first niece, Rain, I was obsessed with the idea of cultivating that for her. I couldn't let her not have it. And so I already had a little DSLR camera that I was taking to like functions and family events, and I decided to take my sister out to like Black Diamond and do some like maternity photos of her. And then when my niece was born, I took some newborn photos of her and put them on Facebook, and I feel like people started engaging with them and they wanted me to do photos like that for them. And it sparked me to one, have a purpose with photography, and then learn about it even more, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, that's very important because I feel like I have very few. I do have baby pictures, but it's not a lot. And there was a time in my life where we was moving from one house to another, and we lost a lot of pictures in the move, and it was like devastating.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So yeah, that's important.
Yeah, I think I lost my yearbooks that way. Like, I don't know where they're at now because of like some moves. So similar.
Interesting. What inspired you to open a plant shop?
And rent.
Right.
It wasn't really, I was looking for studio space. And when I saw this space, I was actually looking at the space in the front, and it's a much smaller space, and they wanted a cafe to be there, like a coffee shop. So they're just like, no.
Still ain't there.
And then they're just like, how about with what you do, I think you'd really love the space in the back. And they were right. It has like natural brick, plenty of light, south-facing windows that are large. So it was like a dream. And the rent was more than double what I wanted to pay. And so I was selling plants here and there online on like Reddit and Facebook Marketplace. And I was like, okay, we're just gonna like bring more plants in. And then it was only plants from my mother collection. I didn't have anything in here from anywhere else, and that quickly depleted, and we needed to fill more in. So we started going to different wholesale nurseries, and now we use one that I love that's family owned and operated. The dad is the master like grower,
Green
and
thumb.
and then the mom works in the greenhouses with all the folks, and the kids work in the office. So it's really nice for me to go into that experience. It feels super familial, and I like the idea of it.
For sure. Do you have a favorite plant?
I do.
Which is?
It's a Dieffenbachia. It's a dumb cane, and we actually don't have any right now, so I'm kind of sad. Specifically a tropic snow variety. Every time that I see that one, it feels like a good omen. I feel like you would know what it is because in the 80s, everybody's mom had one of these in their living room or their auntie, and it was just a staple in the household, like 80s, early 90s, and even like movies and stuff. So if you saw one, you'd be like, oh yeah, I've seen that plant before. And I like it for a variety of reasons, because it was one of my first plants that I got that when I was really intentional about caring for plants. And even then I wasn't that intentional. I almost killed it a lot of times. I'm surprised it survived. And when I got it, it was like this big, and it's like so tall now. It's like,
They got it at the house.
yeah, and I love it. So, and I also like it a lot because even before, it was my favorite before this, but I learned that they used to feed it to folks because it paralyzes your mouth so that you can't speak, and it was like a form of torture. So of course they would feed it to slaves or enslaved folks, and I like the idea of just like reclaiming ownership of certain things, and the Dieffenbachia story is one that I like to kind of spread around.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up so I can see what it look like. What's a life lesson that you learned that you carry with you?
Oh, well, plants teach me so many life lessons, like caring for yourself, paying attention to yourself, trying to have more awareness, sitting still with that. All of the plants kind of talk to you individually, and they need different care. And I feel like that's how your community is too. Like snake plants, they don't want to be bothered. They don't care what kind of light they're in. They don't even want to be watered that often. Just stick them somewhere and leave them alone. But then you have things like calatheas that are a lot more bougie and require a lot more attention, and you have to speak to them in the ways in which they want to be like cared for and spoken to. And that's how we all are. And if you try to be intuitive and try to listen to them, they'll tell you what they need, and generally people will do the same.
Yes, I agree, because like they don't have a voice necessarily, so you can't hear what they're saying. But if you pay attention, like
They
if you're
talk to
sitting
you.
in a room with a plant for long enough, you'll hear it move, or you'll see a plant go from this to this, and it could mean that it's going towards the sun or that it needs some water. So like different stuff, and I've been learning a lot since I've been gardening, and it's definitely like taking care of yourself. It's like, how much water does it need? How much sunlight does it need? How much nutrients do it need? And stuff like that. So yeah, for sure. Where has photography taken your life?
Ah, through my wildest dreams. It's taken me to Cuba.
Wow.
I just I'm celebrating my 6 year anniversary of being like full time freelance or full time entrepreneur.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I just feel like it's putting me, I've been in this space of thinking about that question in general
Mm.
about my life, and I just feel really thankful to photography and giving me that option. And when I think about who it was and how I showed up as a kid, I think that some sort of entrepreneurship was always going to be in my story. It was
Yeah.
always going to be part of me. And before I found photography, I was going to school for to be a teacher. And then once I started kind of doing photography, I was like, oh, my mom would make fun of me because she's like, oh, you will make more. She's like, you're not gonna make any money doing that. And I was working at a bank, and she's
Mm.
like, you'll make more working at the bank than you will
Mm.
being a teacher. She's like, you cannot do that to yourself.
Yeah. Mm.
And once I found photography, I felt like it just gave me so much hope, and
Yeah,
it gave my life endless possibility
for sure.
in my mind, and that in itself is unquantifiable to how I live.
Absolutely. I think that our parents have our best interests at heart, but it's only so much they know, and it's only so much that they've done in their lives. Um, so sometimes it's hard for them to see our visions, and sometimes it's hard for other people to see our visions because it's not meant for them. It's not their vision.
Yeah.
So I think that they want to protect us, but then sometimes it's like we gotta go out on that limb and take that risk on our own, even if we never see nobody else in our family take that risk.
Yeah.
So I applaud you for your courage
Thank
and
you.
for seeing your vision through.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. How has owning a plant shop changed your life?
It's definitely expanded my vision for the potential that of outcome that I have and that this life has. I
Mm.
feel like the space just creates so much good and so much healing that I hadn't really thought about that
Yeah.
before, and the what that would look like. So it's definitely changed the way that I think about business and the way that I think about contribution. And the space is really special. What it is that we do with plants is really cool, and sharing that with people is really cool. And so much of this space has been not about us, about like putting the space together for anybody to enjoy. And I feel like with that perspective of of creating, it's it's really not selfish. What's like the opposite of selfish?
Yeah.
Like it's really, and to think about business in that way when you're supposed to be making money from
Yeah.
business, it's definitely, which you do need to make money from
Mm-hmm.
business,
Yeah.
it's definitely expanded how I feel about doing business. I definitely want to always incorporate being a contributing good factor.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that a lot of times we be having a vision and we think about ourselves first, but then it's always like bigger than us, like because the impact is bigger. Like I was talking to somebody about like writing poetry. I'm like, the pieces, like this is me being creative or getting stressed on the paper, but then when I release it into the world, the impact that it has on other people's lives is what makes me like, oh shit, keep going. Like
Yeah.
you're impacting people, like you're opening people's eyes in different ways they've never been opened. And so I think that's part of what makes it really worth it. Yeah. Yeah. What inspires the way you dress?
Comfort.
Comfort.
Comfort. Yeah, I feel like I worked at a bank for forever, and on weddings, and even at the bank, it wasn't like as a teller or anything, so it wasn't customer facing, but you still had to dress like a certain way, and I feel like at weddings, I have to be a lot more put together. So on a day to day, I try to be really comfortable. And I know the biggest influence of that is when Chris bought me some Crocs. And, and before I had those Crocs, I was like, I'm never wearing Crocs. They're just so ugly. Why do you do that? And now I live in mine, and it's definitely influenced my entire wardrobe because I'm like, oh, I want to feel cozy. There's
Yeah.
like a sensory aspect to it too, because they feel like clouds. So I want my whole body to feel
Yeah.
good now,
Absolutely.
and I dress for comfort.
Self-care. I just bought me some all black Crocs
See,
last week.
and they're gonna feel like clouds.
Mhm. So, what has been your greatest accomplishment in your life, in your opinion?
I feel like maintaining good energy, and I think I'm a good person. I think I'm a decent person. Maintaining that no matter what outside influence there's been. We've got Trump as president. I've like told you a little bit about my upbringing, and not always is it easy. So just working on myself, and I thought about something the other day, and I was like, I feel like my grandmother would be really proud of me. My mom would be really proud of me. Both my dads, like I know that they're really proud of me. And the fact that I am the girl that my folks have raised is probably my greatest accomplishment.
There we go. That's what's up. Are those folks still with us?
Not most of them. I just have my stepdad left.
Okay. Can you say their names?
I appreciate you. Letitia is my grandmother. My mother is Linda, and my dad is Bernice.
For sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. For sure. Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
That's what's up. I'm proud of you also.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. What's something or things that bring you joy?
My family and
For
all the
sure.
kids.
And the babies. The babies. You, how many nieces you got?
Four.
Four? Okay. But the sister that I know, she had two.
My sister's got three of her
She had
own,
three.
and
Okay.
then her husband has one,
Oh, okay.
and so they combine.
Got you. Got you. I thought she had two.
Yeah, they got three.
What does peace look like to you?
Being able to have like a safe space to go to, somewhere that's not gonna cause a lot of overstimulation. Kind of just chill. Lots of plants around, some water flowing, good lights. That's and something cozy.
Yeah.
A comfy couch, this nice sweater.
Yeah.
All of that feels peaceful.
For sure. Like this space. Right. For sure. How can people support the work you are doing?
Pay me. Pay me. Tell your friends about me. Share me with people. We do the workshop. So if your business is looking for a workshop or has like some holiday stuff coming up, I would love for folks to keep what it is that we do in mind. Come to our events, support what it is that we do, like you have. Like you've been religious with your support, which is a blessing to have, and just continue to pour into us. That'll help, even just like hyping us up, so we need it. Some days are hard.
Yeah. For sure. Where can people find your work?
a neighborhood plant dealer, and Dorean Raye, photography.
All right. Anything you want the people to know, or any questions you have for me?
TJ, this is fun. This is fun, and I'm excited to see where it is that you take this interviewing. Your questions have been, I can tell, like they're really intentional. And as you have different folks on, I'm excited to learn more about you too. Like with some of these things, I'm just like, oh yeah, TJ and I haven't. It's very intimate. Like we have not spoken
Yeah.
about these things. I feel like even though I feel like you're my friend, sometimes things are surface and then also like I don't always share. I'm kind of
Yeah.
like a nut. You
Yeah.
gotta
Crack that shell.
So
Yeah.
I'm excited about just learning more about this process for you and
Yeah.
where it is that you're gonna take it.
Take it to the top. For sure. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for giving me space.
Absolutely. And that's a wrap.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was dope.